All right, here we go with objective 28, which is writing the equation of a line in point slope form. So, in previous objectives, we talked about slope intercept form, which is the form y equals mx plus b. So, as a reminder, slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. We're going to learn another form for lines, another form for equations of lines. And that form is point slope form. So point slope form is a really useful form for equations of lines. And it is the general form y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And in point slope form, just like how the slope intercept form needs the slope and the intercept, point slope needs a point and the slope. So that's a good way to remember this one. So here we've got x1, we have y1. So this is a little different in that sense, but we've seen this notation before. x1, y1 is just a point. So x1, y1 is a point on the line. As a reminder, every equation for a line is always going to have a y and an x. So let's go ahead and write that. This is always going to have a y and an x. And you can box that, just kind of write that off to the side, put a star next to it. It's always going to have a y and an x. That's true for all equations for lines. They're going to have y and x, except for vertical and horizontal lines. Those just have one or the other. All right. So now let's talk about writing an equation in point slope form. So writing an equation in point slope form. So the first step to write the equation is we need to find the slope and a point. And that makes sense, right? We've got point slope form needs a point and a slope. So we need to find the slope and that point. And as a reminder, to find the slope, we use that little formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, where x1, y1 is a point, x2, y2 is another point. So once we have the slope and the point, step 2 is pretty easy. We substitute your slope and point into the equation. So into point slope form. So let's practice a couple. Determine the equation of the line in point slope form that passes through the points 3, -2 and 5, -4. So first we got to find our slope and a point. Well, it gives us 2 points, so we're good there. We can use one of those. To find the slope between 2 points, we can use our formula. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we got to label each of these. So we'll call this first point x1, y1. We'll call this second point x2, y2. So then plugging it into this equation, well, y2 minus y1, and actually before we plug it in, I recommend just drawing in your fraction bar and drawing in your minus, your subtraction here. So now we can just plug in the quantities, y2 minus y1. Well, y2 is -4, so we'll write -4. y1 is -2, so we'll write in -2. x2 minus x1, we have 5, minus x1 is 3. So in the top, we have -4 minus -2. So this minus a negative, we got a double negative, so we can make that plus a positive. So we have -4 plus +2 gives us -2. In the denominator, 5 minus 3 is 2. -2 over 2 reduces to -1. So our slope is -1. Now we can plug that into point slope form. So y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So plugging that in, well, we have y we always have a y and an x. So y minus y1, well, y1 is negative 2. So y minus negative 2. So don't forget that minus negative equals m is our slope. So negative 1 parentheses x. So you're always going to have an x minus x1. So x1 is 3. So minus 3. Now we've got a double negative here. Let's go ahead and simplify that. So we have y plus 2 equals negative 1 times x minus 3. And that is the equation of the line in point slope form. Let's try another. Here we have a graph. So let's go ahead and find a couple points on here. So I've labeled them for you. We've got this one here. We go right 1, down 3. So this is the point 1, negative 3. For this point, we go right 3 and up 3. So this is the point 3, 3. So remember, to find the slope between 2 points when given a graph, there's a couple different ways we can do it. We can use our formula and plug it in. Or if we're given the graph, we can just count how far up or down it goes and then how far right it goes. So here we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is up 6. And then from here, we're going to go right 1, 2. So right 2. So our slope is up 6 and right 2. So up is the positive direction. So we're going to say that's positive 6. Right is the positive direction in the x. So we have positive 2. 6 over 2, that reduces to 3. 3 over 1 or just 3. So then plugging into point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're going to choose one of these points to be our x1, y1. We'll choose this one, 3, 3. So we're going to say 3, 3 is our x1, y1. So now we can just plug it in. So y minus y1, well, y1 is 3, equals m, our slope, so 3, times x minus x1, well, x1 is 3. And notice we're in point slope form. We've got an x and a y. That's true for any equation for a line. All right. So here's objective 28, writing equations for lines in point slope form. Have a great day, everyone.